Hello again and welcome to my Bolt EUV. We're on our way from point A to point B. Climb in, let's go. Today's episode, will my EV last? We're going to talk about getting the most out of your Bolt EUV, or any EV for that matter. Well, it's 2033 and I'm 10 now. Your EV is 10 years old. How much battery capacity will you have? What about all the mechanicals? Will they still work? And then we're going to talk a little bit about how to connect to recurrentauto.com. When it comes to the battery, will it degrade? The answer is yes, your battery will degrade over time. What can I do to slow degradation? Well, first of all, don't charge at a DC fast charger 5 times a day and charge above 80% all the time. What's it going to cost to replace your battery? Well, that's going to be dependent on the type of car you own. And what are some of the other options? Are there replacement batteries from other vendors? Those are real possibilities, and we'll talk about those questions, some of those questions, at least in further episodes in the future. Tell me, what about the mechanicals, the mechanical components? How about the chassis, the wheels, the struts, the suspension, the windows, the doors, the hatch, the steering components, and everything else? How long are those going to last? Well, I can tell you they're going to last just as long as they do with a conventional internal combustion engine car. Maybe even longer, because you're not putting things like oil drippage down the bottom of your chassis, and you're not going to be putting nasty pollutants into the undercarriage of your car. So maybe things are going to last a little bit longer. We'll see. Let's talk about the how-to of this video. One of the simplest things you can do is set up an account with Recurrent Auto, recurrentauto.com. What do you get, and what do you need to do to get started? Let's talk about that. Since we're talking about the Bolt EUV, this will also apply to the Bolt EV, the first thing you need to do is set up an account with Chevrolet. And what that's going to do is going to connect your car to the Chevrolet database, and they're going to monitor things in your vehicle for you that you don't even have to worry about. The second thing you're going to have to do is set up an account with Recurrent Auto, and they have step-by-step instructions on their website on how to connect the Chevrolet app to the Recurrent Auto app. And we'll talk about that in the next slide. And the third and final step is now you have to connect your Chevrolet app to the Recurrent Auto app, and they have, again, step-by-step instructions for you on the Recurrent Auto website of how to do that. Once you get everything connected, it's going to take probably 2 to 3 weeks to get everything up and running properly, because Recurrent Auto has to gather the data from your daily driving and your daily charging in order to give you output data on the app itself. So this is basically today's snapshot of how my vehicle's performing. My expected range, 241 to 247 miles. My range in 3 years, based on the degradation that they're seeing in my battery already, 232 to 238 miles. And how much gasoline I've actually saved since I started driving this vehicle on day one. 340 gallons so far. Like I said, once you get connected and it's had 2 or 3 weeks to establish everything, you're going to start getting more information. For example, how I'm charging. My average charge, based on what I charge to and what I let it drain to, is about 61%. And if you'll notice, there's a 30 and 80% line there on that first graph. You notice I very seldom let it get below 30%, and very seldom do I charge above 80%. And that's been since April 24th. So this is the past 30 days history. That data is going to populate more and more and more, and it's going to concentrate more and more and more to the point where you'll see over a 6, 12, 24 month period how you've been charging within that target zone. The second slide you see is how my range is compared doing to others, and you'll see I'm in the top half of how things are doing for my car, the Bolt EUV, compared to others and how they drive. Obviously, the more aggressively you drive, the poorer range you're going to get. The more conservatively you drive, the higher range you're going to get. And you can see the top end of this is about 280, 290 miles. That's pretty doggone good. And then seasonally, how does my range change based on where you're at? In my case, I'm in the state of Florida, and you'll notice the cool months, December, January, February, and March, my ranges are going to vary between 225 to 246 miles, while during the warmer months, I'm not going to get quite as much variability in the range, expected range of the vehicle. You also get how far can I go. You already get this really in the My Chevrolet app if you have it on your phone. It kind of shows you how far you can go based on the current state of charge in your car, what the range is. In that area around where I'm at, you can see I can go all the way up to Brunswick, down to Port St. Lucie, over to Bradenton, maybe up close to Gainesville. And that's not all. If you are new to electric vehicles, they have a Get Started guide there at Recurrent Auto, and it will take you through, it's like a EV 101 course. It'll take you through everything you need to know about setting up charging, how often you should fast charge, and other things that have to do with preserving the life of your battery. And that is the name of the game with an EV, is preserving the life of your battery. I just want to encourage you not to become discouraged at EV ownership. It is not as difficult as those who are naysayers would make you think it is. It's really no different than owning an internal combustion engine vehicle, other than the fact you don't go to gas stations to put the power in your car. You just drive home and plug it into the wall. And if you're out on the road, you can stop and get energy from a very high-powered, fast-charge system. Depending on your EV, you can get between 50 and 100, 150, even 200 kilowatts per hour added to your vehicle. In the case of the Bolt EV, I'm going to stop at about 30%, and I'm going to bring it up to about 50% to 80%. And that 50% charge is about 33 kilowatt hours added, and I should be able to do that in under 45 minutes on any given day of the week. So for the most part, I'll never be stopped at a fast charger for more than 45, 50 minutes, unless I'm adding an extended amount of range that I need to get to the next EV, or I've let it go below 20%, and that slows the charge down. So just remember the sweet spot, 20 to 30%, as low as you want to get, and bring it up to 80%, and you can normally do that in 45 minutes or less. As I like to remind everyone, please subscribe, share, comment, and like. And if you want to be notified when I get a new video available for you, hit the notification bell. The most important thing I would like for you to remember is to share. Share this with as many people as you can. The second thing I'd like to remind everybody is to treat everyone with kindness, put a smile on your face, help somebody today, and pay it forward when somebody does the same to you. Thanks again for stopping by. I'll see you soon, or somewhere along the route from point A to point B. Y'all take it easy and be safe out there.